Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be kind of a little different video. I had asked if you guys wanted to see how I do my Christmas cards this year. So you had a nice response and said yes you do. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what we do. Number one, I said we were going to do some die cutting. So these are the die cuts I use or used. This is a set that comes like this. And this is from Griffin. It's a die cutting that has some holly on it, and it has a lot of intricate dies here. So you have a little thin one. It pops off. They're all glued down if you're wondering. Okay, so you have this one. This is going to be our base. So I'm going to cut out one of these in white. So I'm going to cut everything out in white because I'm inking. This one is really pretty, and it has the holly up here and then little bows and a little scalloped edge, and it fits right inside of that one. So it'll be white with another white piece. Then there's this one, which is the outline for the next piece, but it fits right in the center of this piece. And then you have this one that has a bunch of little holly on it also, and then kind of a little dotting area around. And it's going to go in the center. I don't use these two. We're going to use this little Christmas Wishes die. This is from Creative Expressions. Sue Wilson. That's the number right there. I got this from Sunny Says Stamps. And so, nice little die cut here. And we're going to put that sentiment in the middle, like that, when it's cut out. Of course, I'll try to get it even. And then we have this one, which is a branch of holly with little berries. I got this off of Amazon. And what I do with this, this one's going to be cut out with red paper. I'll let you know that. This one's going to be cut out with white. And it kind of is a little long for this. So what I do is I cut it in half. And then I'm going to tuck a little piece in here, 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 and here. This is cut out with white paper, inked with green, and then stickled with diamond stickles. This one again is cut out with red paper. So I'll show you the red paper. It's a nice deep, well, of course you know me, I like my deep colors. So this one will be cut out on this paper. This one will be cut out with white and left alone. And this big one back here, these are metal, will be cut out with white and left alone. So those two are going to be just plain white. This one is going to be cut out with white, and this one, so they're going to be solid pieces. And I'm going to cut them out like this because you're not going to see this area back here. It's going to be covered white paper that's inked green. The inking that I'm going to be doing is Rustic Wilderness Distress Ink Pad. And I'm going to be applying it with this little ink tool. This is Tim Holtz mini blending tool. So that will be inked on this, and this. This is cut out in red. There will be a background behind this green paper with that red also. So it'll be a white card base, red, the green, a white, the green, a white, and then the red words along with the die cut over here that's going to be ink green with stickles on it. The machine I'm using is the Griffin machine. These are the plates we use. They come with the machine when you buy it. Up to you. If you have a die cutting machine, use whatever you like. They all work about the same. We're going to take this die. This one has a magnetic plate and a metal shim on it first. So when you put these die down, they stay. They do not move. They will not fall off. They don't move around in the machine, which I love. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. The Griffin machine that I have is electronic. I've had and still have a cranking machine. This is the paper I use, by the way. It's just 110 cardstock, white, local store, cheap. You'll notice it doesn't quite fit on here. Plate goes to here, but that's okay with the machine I'm using. It'll feed in going this way, and this paper can stay on that side. Okay, this is the machine I'm using. It has a handle up here. It has the on button, run button, reverse button on it, and it weighs a ton. And it looks like this, and this is where I'm going to feed in the plates that I have over here. You can put them in either way. Boy, are we a little dusty. Sorry about that. So I'm going to turn it on. That's the noise it makes when it turns on. Real loud, isn't it? And then I'm going to run this plate through. So you can put the plates in like this if you want, but I'm going to run them this way. That way I don't have to cut the paper. Turn on the run button. Stick the little puppies in there. You let go. It's supposed to make that crackling noise, so don't worry about that. It's cutting the paper. I think I'll take out the shim on that. Don't need it. Okay, so here we go. Plate's still there, and here's our cut sheet of white. Now usually we'll do this in a process and cut out 30 of these pieces, but I'm just doing a tutorial, so I'm not going to do that. We're going to take that metal shim out. I don't think I need it. We're going to take this off. You have to bend that a little bit because it's magnetic. We're going to take the little guy. I would have cut it out the other piece, but because I'm doing this, I'm just going to lay it down and cut it on this side. Just tear this extra off because we don't need it. Put it on there. Put the plate on. I'll put it this way just for fun. Hit the run button again and stick it in. And it'll crackle. It's just letting you know it's cutting. Pull it out the back side, and there we have the little piece. These two pieces are getting inked green, so we're going to keep those aside. And now we're going to do the intricate pieces. I'm going to do them the same way. A pile of white paper out here. Don't know what I did with it. And like if you were doing these, like I said, I do 30 at a time. So slap that puppy down. This one's a little more intricate on it, so the embossing can go on there. I'm going to run it through the first time, paper, without the shim, and see what it does. If it doesn't show all the details, I'll put the metal shim in and rerun it. And it goes. Tell you, this electric machine is a lifesaver for me. The other machines I have are hand cranked. And, well, my big one that I had before had broke, so I had to find a new one. And thought if I used the electric one, I have a lot of little pieces here, that it would save my wrist from using the crank. Okay. Pull this out. And this little piece here had some problems. Nothing we can't deal with. There we go. So you'll notice the detail it put in there. Some of these little things have got to be pulled out. I'll get to that a little later. These little balls, I don't know if they're just the indentation on it. So we'll leave that one and we'll get the other one cut out. You have to clean off all these little plates and all these little pieces. You can't have those on there. Turn this around and do the little one. Boom. Tear off these pieces. Place that on. Make sure there's no white on here. Run it in the machine. I like that. Okay, we'll pull that out. And that's how it comes out. The embossing, the cutting, really cute. It's going to go on top of the other one. Those stay white. And then while we're at it, we'll cut out the these things. Ah, we got more white stuff. Here we go. I'm going to put it over here in the corner. Maybe I can use this piece. I'll put that on top. I need to cut 4 of these, but I have to cut them one at a time. If you leave those white things on the cutting plates, they'll indent your paper. And when you're trying to do nice, pretty cards to send out to people, you don't want that indentation in there. If you're wondering why I'm so particular about that part. Okay, we've got this one cut out. Now this one will stick inside the die itself. So you can tap it and sometimes it'll lift out. If not, you need a little tool. And I just grabbed this one. This is from my Cricut. And you just pull it out. And there we go. We have a nice piece, and I'll just cut it right about there with little scissors, and then we'll have 2 pieces. So I need 1 more of those if we want to make the card. Let's get all those off. You wonder why you see little white specks all over my desk lately? That's what they're from. We'll put that one on this side now and see if we have another little white piece we can borrow here. I don't think that will use it. It won't work, so how about this one? Yep. Okay. We want to use as much of this as we can so we aren't wasting paper. Get off there. Okay. Last piece. Oh, well, second to last piece. We have to do the wording. This one. Wherever it ended up on my desk. Okay. I'll just stick that behind my neck here. So that is our next piece. These also are getting dyed the green ink. So like I said, if you were doing these like I would normally do them, you'd be laying all this out in little piles. You can poke out the little pieces that didn't come out. You can also just tap them and they'll fall out. Be laying little piles here, which one is which. So 30, actually there's more than 30 of these. There's 60 cutouts of this one when you're doing 30, and then 30 of each of these guys, These are the ones you're going to ink. So I'm going to put these in a different pile. These ones were staying white, so they go over here. And then I have to find the little words, and I have them all out here on the desk. And that one gets cut out in red. Let me clean this up. Okay, here we go. The little Merry Christmas part. A little scrap of red paper. This is craft paper from Hobby Lobby in red or maroon. I think it's wine, actually. You can either do it paper down or that way. So I'm just going to use that to cut out one. Boom, in it goes. And you can stretch and do yoga while that's happening. There we go. This one's going to be probably tucked in the die. So this one will have to be poked out. So you just go on the other side. If you let those fall in your hand, you can throw them away. And then in these tiny little holes, just give it a little push. And it'll pop out the letters on the other side. So there you go. And you have the little Merry Christmas. Okay, that does not have anything done to it, so it can go up on that pile. When we're done putting all the card together, then I use the red paper and I cut around the design that we have. So we're going to move all this. We don't need this anymore. I'll put that over there. We have these pieces and these pieces, and we have to ink these up. So what I do is grab a different piece of, okay, so scrap piece of paper. I'm going to just stick it underneath all of this stuff. We'll do one at a time. There is a right side and a wrong side to this. You see there's a little bit of embossing done on the plate, and this side doesn't have that nice little edge, so you want to ink this side. Same with this. It's got a little bit of it on. You want to do it on this side. So we're just going to take our ink, get a lot of this on the tool, and we're just going to ink the edges. And we're going to put a lot of it on there, and it's going to look a little splotchy, but that is a cool effect when you're looking at the finished card. I tried it both ways, and I like the little bit of dark and a little bit of light in there. Okay, turn that a little bit, do the other side. Okay, we're going to set that off to dry. We'll do the same thing with this little piece. Go around the edges. When you're doing 30 of these, you get a little inky, and my fingers will turn green. It is water-based. You can wash it off. But just expect to get a little green. Okay, that piece. And then these guys. They're a little more delicate. And you do want to make sure you have all the little pieces out. Just gives it a prettier look to have all those empty holes. They would probably come out while you're inking, but it's easier to get them out now. One, too. Now on these, again, you want to make sure you got the right side. I didn't get that one out. It has like a curled edge and this one does not. If you go through all the work, you want to make sure they're on the right side. I just dab these. And I'll go over everything on it. The little berries. If you wiggle these too much, you'll rip them, and you don't want to do that. Okay. So there we go. That is our inking. We would do that on 30 cards. Or how many cards you're making. Stay. Now, this paper does get a little wet when you're doing that, so if you're doing it on a surface, you may want to change your background, or do it on a plastic sheet would work too. Might work a little better. Alright, so what we're going to do here now is we got our other white pieces and our little red. It dropped. Our little red Merry Christmas. Come on, come over here. You need to. So we're going to take, this is our base. We'll be placing this on top. And see how the green just shows up on the edges and inside where the little hollies are. We'll be putting this piece down, this piece on top, and again it'll just show up the pretty green on the edges. We'll be placing our Merry Christmas whoop, in the middle, nice and straight. We'll be cutting these. I'll cut one here. I'm going to go down here to this first little leaflet here. I'm going to put stickles on these. If I do it now, I won't be able to show you where they go. We're going to tuck them under either the white one or the green one. It doesn't really matter, but if they're sticklized, if you put them underneath the white one, you'll see the glitter come through those little corners. Okay, where's the other one? Cut this one and stick it down in here, and this one down under here, and then I take the red piece that I have sitting here, get it under the whole kit and caboodle here. I'll glue it on top of there and give it an edge. I don't do terribly well with measuring, so I'll look at that edge, I'll put it in my cutter and cut off this edge and this edge. And then we'll put it on a white piece. Now to glue these pieces down, I use a tape runner. That's this thing. So I'll show you real quick how we do that. Boom, 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 boom. You move over it. I'll take this piece here, make sure all our pieces are out. We have a couple pieces I didn't get out here. There we go. Turn it over on the, didn't get these out either. Hold on. I'm just going to cut them out because I don't have time here. So we have a couple of these little holly pieces that didn't come out of there. Everybody else out? Okay. Put it face side down so you have all your embossing and stuff on this side. Turn it over on that side. Take the little runner. We're just going to run the tape. I use this because if you notice how easy it is to use. The little ones don't stick as well, I find, when I'm doing a whole bunch of these cards. And I want it to stick. I want it to look good when it gets to the person. Oops, get the light thing out. You just line them up with little pieces that were there. It's pretty easy. And you press it down. Okay. Then we want to put on this one. I want it raised up a little bit, so for that, I use this kind of tape. This is a foam tape, and it has a tiny bit, you see there, just a tiny bit of lift there, and we're going to use that to put on the back of this piece. So we stick that over there, turn that over, pull this out, kind of measure it, say it's about that long, give it a cut. Slap it down in the middle. You can cut a little piece at the top of the bottom if you want. You pull off this piece here on the back side, so it's double sticky, and this stuff is really sticky, so you want to make sure you have it down where you want it down at. Again, it has the lines that go all the way around, so you know where it goes, and you stick that down. And it's raised up just a skosh, not a whole lot, but if you wanted to stick anything under it, you can now. I'm also going to raise this up a little bit. So we do the same thing. Stick a little piece of tape. Peel that off and stick that down. It fits pretty snug. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and put some stickles on these, and maybe I can get them to dry before we go too far here. I'm going to get that little piece of paper back. I don't want stickles all over my desk. Okay, we've got diamond stickles. Oops, something fell. If you're curious, yes, I bought a whole bunch of this to do the cards with. Okay, so we're going to just take it and we're going to run it up the holly. We're going to miss the berries because we're going to do something else with those. So you just go around. It's okay if it's on the paper. Go down the stem if you like, just to get some of that pretty color that's going to go down on the behind the card. So we'll do one of these too, so I can show you. Just the same thing, go up one side. You can do this splotchy too if you want, so it just has a little bit of glitter on there. It all depends on how you want your card to look. There we go. I'll do these really quick and let these dry. There are other ways you can put glitter on here, but when I did the cards, the original card, I just did them like this. Ends up giving you really pretty. Can't see what I'm doing. There. Okay, those are going to dry. The red berries get a different pen on them, which I should have out here on my desk. Here it is. This one here, the Nouveau glitter marker, I got these a while back to play with in the coloring books, but this fire red kind of goes really well with this red here. So what I did was, it's glitter, it's a glitter thing. We just put it over the green. And do the berries and see how well that goes with that. The color looks great. So I'm going to do the rest of the little berries, and we're going to let this dry, and then I'll show you how I put the card together. Okay, I've got the other things drying, but we're going to, you're probably wondering how we're going to get this down here on this little piece of paper since it's so delicate. I have a little set of tweezers here, and we pick a spot to hold it. So when I glue it, it'll be a little easier. I use the Tombow Mono liquid glue. Aqua means that it's water-based. Not water-based. I can clean it up off my hands with water. I have a problem using anything that I can't wash off with water, so it makes it safer for me. It has a broad tip down here, which is really big, to get out a lot of glue, and since we don't need that, we need the tip that's up here. It's a pen tip, tiny, so we can get it on all the letters here. So we just take it and put a little glue down on all the letters. You don't have to be terribly precise on this. You just want to get it on the ones that have the most room, and at least a little bit on every letter. So when it goes down, it'll stay. It does dry clear, so if you make a little boo-boo, it's not going to matter as much. You do want to place it and get it down in kind of one stroke. So get the C up where it goes, and kind of make that as straight as you possibly can. Give it a press. It's going to be there. And this is the red that's going to go here, and we're going to do the same thing we did on the white pieces. We're going to turn this over. I'm going to do it on my desk, and we're going to run the tape glider around the edges. Oh, by the way, this is clear tape too. You can rise this up like we did the others, but I don't find it necessary. It's your base coat, base plate. So then you just put it on here where you think you want it and how much color you want to see of that. So like 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch. Make it even on two sides. Press it down. This is the way I do cards. A lot of people will take a measurement, point to point, point to point, add 1/4 of an inch if you want an 1/8 of an inch border, 1/2 inch if you want 1/4 of an inch border. Yeah, like I said, I'm not mathematic. Okay, this is my Fiskars cutting tool. It has a cutting blade here, that little plate. You put your card paper under here, you hold it down, and you cut it. Joann Fabrics, everybody kind of carries these things. So this is the bigger one. There's a smaller one. This one has a measuring arm that comes out, and I use that to make the envelopes. Yeah, make envelopes too. So let's put this on my desk. What I'm going to do is, I know I probably put that at 1/4 of an inch margin. I want to match that side with this side, and all I do is bring it down, push it down, and this is your cutting notch right here. If that looks like it's about in the same area, I'm good. Make sure it's even going all the way up, and then we're going to cut. Okay, all the way up, all the way back. Now that's hard or heavy cardstock. I need a new blade, so we're a little fluffy, and I'll show you how to get rid of that. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Put it down, measure it out, cut. And now we have our red border around here. We also need a white cardstock, or a base for our card. And how I do that is a white piece of paper that I will fold in half. This is the same cardstock that we used on the card base itself. Now there's a little notch there. We get rid of our blade completely. We're going to put our notch right here in the center. Make sure our paper is lined up. And we're going to use a bone folder as soon as I find it. Should be right here. Okay. This is what they call a bone folder. It's just a piece of hard plastic that has beveled edges on the side. They are not sharp, they are kind of round. And you put it in the little track here because it has a track where the blade grows. And I just walk it down and put a line in it. You can see the line. I'll use this because it's a harder surface. We're going to fold over on that line. But no matter how well you did that line, sometimes it'll be off. So you want to line up your corner over here because we want that to be straight. And then you just take your bone folder and fold it. So it's a nice card base. We're going to take our card and we're going to glue it right up there like we did before, and then we're going to cut it to be the right shape. But you notice those fuzzies are still there. You want to take any kind of sanding tool. This is a fingernail sander. And you're just going to run it across there. It'll sand off all the little burrs that you had. I would just wipe it on my pants or my shirt when I'm done, and then you don't have them. I have a little few of them left here I didn't get. There we go. So we're going to attach this the same way we attached the other one. We're going to put the tape on here. Go around the edge. You're going to make sure you get to the corners of this one because you don't want your corners peeling up in the mail. And then a couple in the middle. Okay, put it in the corner. Lay it down. Looks like all I have to do is cut the back of that one. So we want to get this side here first. This is a little different cut only because you're going through two pieces of paper. I want to go through it a couple times. This side we're only going through one. And I have to find that one. Right there. Make sure you're even. Now there we go. Okay, that's our card. You could leave it like this, but we have the glitter pieces to stick in. So we'll go over and get those. Move that out of the way. They're not quite dry. but we can stick them in there. Yep, it's on my thumb now. Come here, last guy. Whoa, fly. Okay. So these little guys, we'll have to get you down for that because it's just a little harder to see, are going in with the glue also. Like I said, we have little places we can tuck them, and I like to tuck them underneath this white one here. So we'll pick one up, turn it over, and lightly add some glue on it there. And then we're just going to push it under. Try not to get it stuck on everything. And just let it lay where it wants to lay. Okay, we'll take the other one and put it on the other corner. Add the glue. You can put some up here if you want. The last one, I can't pick up. Come on. There we go. And see how the glitter comes through a little on those pieces. There we go. So you've got the nice glitter going on. Gives it a little dress up for the Christmas. And if you want, you can take your little red glitter pen that we tried to do these really good with, touch up these pieces, and on the word wishes, just add the glitter on it too. Just ties it in with these little guys down here. Touch up anything you want to touch up before you mail it. Some of those I didn't get terribly well. If you want to add any extra glitter, you can too. This would be the time to do it so you can let your cards sit and dry. But we have these little like Christmas balls around here. You could add them in those, or you could just dot your eye, which is cute. Put a little dot on there. Maybe go down in here and just add a little more glitter in the areas that you can see. There. I think that's cute. You can do it all the way around if you want. It's up to you. But that gives you a Christmas card. So I will lift up the camera a little bit. Okay, we got the cutting board back out. We're going to cut the inside of the card. It's kind of still wet, so I gotta be careful. So what I did was take a measurement of the back side here. If we turn the thingy around, and it's around 7.5 by 5.5. So if I want the card that goes on the center in the inside, we're going to make a piece that goes in here. I want it to have the same kind of border. So if I want a border of 1/4 of an inch, we're going to take 1/4 of an inch off that measurement. So 7.5, we're going to go down to 7.25, which is always a fun one to figure out here, because 1/4 is like right there. So we'll cut that. Doesn't matter what your paper, I'm trying to use a scrap piece here. 5.5 would be 5.25, so we pull it down. That's your math that I do. That's it. So when we try not to get this on and everything, put this in here, it'll have a little bit of a border around. If we don't think it looks good enough, we could trim a little extra off of the width. I'm going to take a little bit off. Put you back over there. So, boom. Now it'll fit. I'm not even going to check it. Okay, so what I need to do with this, the card is oriented in this layer here, is get out my little stamping tool that I have, and oh, it's got magnets and everything all over it. I've got a couple of these, but I'm going to use this one. Unless it won't fit. It won't fit. Hold on. Okay, so we have our card. This one here is a Tim Holtz tonic plate here. We're going to put our card base up here at the top. These little magnets hold your paper down so they don't move. Then we're going to get out our stamp, kind of like that one. So we'll use that. Sassy and Sweet stamps. I believe I got this from Simon Says Stamps. I don't know if we have a name on it. I don't even know how old this is. It just has a stamp on it that was okay. Holiday Greetings. And there's the SKU number. Okay, we want the sending you lots of Christmas, and we're going to want to put it in the middle of the card, so you can put the person's name up here, and you can put your little writing in there when you send Christmas cards. Okay, peel this little puppy off. Boom. I'm going to open this up. We're going to place it. I want to put it up a little higher than the middle, because you might want to put a little, how are you doing? This is what we've done all year, blah, 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 whatever you write in your Christmas thing. But we kind of want it centered. We do have measurement lines here. This is the 7, this is the 0, half of 7 is 3.5. You go down here and get this T in the middle of 3.5. You'll be basically centered. This has a grid line on it, so if you want to make sure that your words are straight, you put it down and then you look to see if that line goes straight across your words. I can't tell unless I get it way up here. And it looks to me like I did a pretty good job. So squish it down. It will stick on the plate, not on your card. So I'm going to turn it this way, so it's not hitting my computer. Grab a ink pad. Oh, heck, I don't even know what I have. Here we go. This is VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And we're going to ink up this right here. Now I got it all over the plate. It won't attack your card, but if you're a little worried about that, wipe it off. Then you go down. Oh, I got it all over the stamp too. Maybe I should re-stamp that. Hold on. That's a mess. Been a while. Okay, let's try that again. Ink up the stamp. Okay, that's better. We're going to put it down, give it a little rub. And it's a pretty good stamp. But if you want to get it a little darker, because it's on this thing, go over and ink it again. And any place that it wasn't as dark, it will darken it. So you have a nice, crisp, clean image. So just think about doing 30 of those. I have a scrap piece. I don't want to put that ink on my thing, but I don't have time right now to clean it off. So, boom. One more thing I do on the card. This is going to go on the inside, but while we have it out and I have the ink out, I take the back of the card and stamp it too. Here we go. I have a little stamp. You can't read what it says yet. Okay. I set it in the middle and ink it, and then it says handmade by. Okay. All this work I put into this card. Yep. There we go. I'm going to turn the card over. Hopefully it's not too glittery. Put it on an ink pad here. And we're going to get our inside piece and do it on the inside. So again, just tape runner it down. This does one or two things. If you notice, I did not stamp the card directly. You can put it in the machine and do that. But because we have so many layers on the front of the card, just want to make sure you get it straight, because once you put it down, it's down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers on the outside of the card, and it's really heavy. And if you don't put like 2 layers on the inside, this is kind of wimpy on the back compared to the front. And now it will stand up and not have any problems. You might have to re-bone fold this. Just take it very gently and crease that crease really tight, and then it will stand up even straighter. So when someone puts it up on their mantle or something, it looks really cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a little different than the coloring video, but you guys wanted to see it, so I am obliging. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now.